I remember one time in particular when I was living in California, it was a guy, we was at a poetry event one night. I'm talking to the guy, ended up talking to the Lord, talking to the guy about the Lord. I drove him home, I'm dropping him off at his house. We're in right in front of his house in the car praying. I'm praying with the brother.
Wow.
And while we're praying, cops pull up right behind us. They come up to the driver's side and they say, I smell weed.
Wow. So they want to search y'all.
Exactly. So we end up having to get out the car. They search us. I'm like, I'm sitting in the car praying with my brother right here. Like, we don't smoke weed. We don't have no weed. And they search my car dry. You know what I'm saying? And we're sitting on the curb, sitting on our hands on the curb for like, I don't know, it probably took 15, 20 minutes, but it was just a great inconvenience. And it was real troubling.
And they probably didn't even apologize,
No,
dog. Yeah.
no, just walked away.
Let's get the people what they want. The Wade-O Radio Show.
DJ Wade-O here, man, with my homie, Eshon Burgundy, man.
You already know, man.
What's up, bro?
I'm well, beloved. How you?
Man, I'm good. I was trying to think of the last time we did a video joint.
That was
South by Southwest, bro.
2013?
I think it was before that. I think it might have been like 2012, dog.
No, I think it was 2013.
2013?
Yeah, I believe so. You know what? It might have been 2012.
I don't know, man. Anyway, It's good you here, man.
Definitely good to be here, bro.
Yeah, man. How's everything been shaking, man?
Everything's been good, man. Everything's been good, man.
That's what's up. Okay, all right. I feel like, and I would love your thoughts on this, but I feel like because people don't buy music and have to actually invest money into it, it's like they just almost like take it for granted to a certain extent.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think it's so disposable now.
Yeah, that's the word.
It's disposable. I mean, it's so much of it. It's being pumped out on a daily. And it's just a multitudes of just music. So, things like SoundCloud and YouTube, I think it has people having less and less of appreciation for music.
Yeah, and then Spotify, like when you start putting that in there with people albums and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate Spotify though.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm probably one of the only artists to really appreciate them.
Why you appreciate it then?
I appreciate them because it just makes the music available to everybody at one time.
Sure. And
it's just a place that's, anybody can get to it. I had my stuff on, Bandcamp for years, and for whatever reason, it feels like it's just hard to find. It's hard to get that buzz, get that spark to go on Bandcamp. But Spotify,
it's the app, bro.
A lot of love,
they got the app. That's what it is, bro. The app is on everybody's phone. You just
exactly. So you just vibe.
Yeah.
Blood rushing to my head. My first album hit 1 million plays on Spotify. I love Spotify.
How did that feel, bro?
That felt big, man. That's huge, man. Man, that's just, it still blow my mind. I was just thinking about it the other day, like, wow, 1 million plays.
Yeah.
I never thought I would have 1 million plays. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a blessing, man.
It's amazing, bro. You I feel like, we talk about like the streaming and how that's kind of changed the game a little bit. And I think for a lot of people, it's like their sales have suffered and even their core fan base has suffered a little bit. And I feel like your fans, they just rocking with you, son.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why? What
you mean in lieu of streaming?
Yeah, I'm just saying, just in general, they just, it's like, I feel like you have like this core fan base that just,
I do.
Whatever you on, they supporting you with it, man.
I do, and I think it shows when I drop an album.
Yeah, they buy it.
Yeah, they buy it. Yeah, it's a couple thousand people that's just honestly, they say, I support Eshon Burgundy. So I mean that means it really means a lot to me that people are dialed in like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, man, I'm blown away. Like every time I drop an album, I'm just blown away each time. You know what I'm saying?
Because it seems like too, whenever when you do drop an album, there's always different circumstances, around it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the Lord seems to show up, man, because you got the same message. You pointing people to Jesus each time.
Indeed, indeed. Same message, same, albums that's not like mixed and mastered to the T. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my stuff never sounds, and I hope that would change, but it never sounds like big blockbuster music. You know what I'm saying? But I think the message comes across, so genuine. I think people could relate to it, man. I think that means more than anything. I always tell the story. The record on my first album, I Don't Want You, was a really big record for me. Probably my biggest single ever. Honestly, that's a huge record.
Yeah,
and it was the worst mixed record on the album. I mixed the record. It was terrible. but people didn't care. You know what I'm saying? It's like the words of the song meant so much that people, still to this day, it's one of the most popular songs.
One of the joints.
That flies in the face of what, we all think.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? In terms of, sonically and, when you think about sound design and you think about clarity and you think about high quality production, like, that song right there for me, that just flies in the face of all of that. So I think it's good to have, and like I said, my next project, I would hope it would be, up there with the greats in terms of the quality. But at the same time, if it doesn't, I'm still fine with it because I think the message is going to overpower that. I think that's the kind of music I make anyway. It's more about the message than it is anything else.
Sure. Man, you seem like you're in a really good space right now, though.
I am, bro. I really am. I'm in a space where I'm just okay with whatever God does next. And I'm not trying to make nothing happen no more. I spent a lot of years trying to make something happen within my own strength, and it didn't get me nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm just like, Lord, let me just be obedient with what I have, and let me handle it well, let me steward it well, and we're going to see where he take it.
Yo, and how's the squad, man, the infantry, man?
Good.
That's just such a perfect name, man.
It is, right? It is, because, I was telling a story today, like, we had the Salvation Army, but, we didn't want to get sued. So we had to, change that up. But coming to the place where we said, okay, well, the infantry is a part of the army, and the infantry is the actual, actually the foot soldiers.
Yeah, I was going to say, they do the fighting.
Exactly. So I was like, man, that's even a better fit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's good. Everybody that's involved doing well, man. Brothers is working on projects and helping push the vision forward, man. So
that's all I was going to say is what's the next joint?
The next project to come out from infantry will be another EP from my man Jeremiah Blajan.
Nice.
Or it could be an album from my man Reflect. I'm not sure which will be done first, but they're both in production right now, and amazing records, man. From what I heard so far, amazing records. I haven't even heard none of Jeremiah records. He being stingy, but just the concept, and he kind of went through the what he's talking about on each record. Some of the things he's like exploring. I'm like, man, this is gonna be crazy because I already knows he's an incredible writer. So I can't wait to push it and make it available to the public, man. So
that's good, bro.
Yeah, we got some good guys, man. Yeah. We got some good quality artists, man.
How did you get the vision for first Salvation Army, then obviously into infantry, man?
It was a personal thing because I felt like my whole life I never had a manager. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing music for a very long time. Never had a support system. So I tell people all the time, like, I made bad decisions in the beginning trying to obtain support. So, from signing with, I tell like, signing with shady people, people that's into, some things, some street things, you know what I'm saying? But me just...
Well, it's good you said some street things, because if you'd have just left it there, people would have... The Christian rap fans would assume you was talking about Humble Beast.
Oh,
right there.
No. Nah, I'm not talking about them at all. But I'm talking about like early on in my career. I'm talking about, you know, when I was a teenager, you know what I mean, just trying to get on, like just signing with people, trying to get a family, trying to get somebody behind me to support me. And that just led me, you know, into some bad situations, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to look for support, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it just wasn't good. So now, you know what I mean, a few years ago, I was like, yo, I know a few artists who are really dope artists, but they don't have a support system. They don't have a platform to display what they do. So they're making dope music, dope perspective, dope concept, dope music, all, you know, overall, but it's not, you know, able to be heard by the masses. So I was like, it'd be dope to create something where I can put all these artists that I like and love on display. So take my platform and kind of turn it into our platform and lift brothers up as well, man. So that's how it started, and that's how it end. You know what I'm saying?
That's good, man.
That's what it is.
Man, I would love to, you know, I know you guys just put this record out, but just get some thoughts from you, man, just on these police killings and the police brutality, and not so much like, obviously I know it bothers you, you know what I mean? It bothers all of us, but what do you think are some solutions that maybe we can be working towards, whether it's as a Christian community, whether it's as artists and creatives, or just in general, bro, as Christians?
Yeah, I think racial reconciliation is the key. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we have to start that at home, and that's for the believer. You know, I think that has to start at home, in the heart of the believer first, because I mean, the world's gonna do what the world is gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The world is gonna try to stir up and create disarray, sow discord, and do all kinds of crazy things that make the masses. See, the higher ups in society, they know a lot more than the masses know.
Sure.
Right? So whatever they choose to show the masses via television, the news, even the internet, different forms of media, is what they want us to see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We all watch shows like Scandal and other shows where you can see how the political agenda kind of goes. If they don't want you to know something, they don't tell you that. They give you a fabricated version of that, or they just leave it out and tell you something else. So, being as though that's the case, and there's other things going on that we don't know about, I think seeing the way, you know, this is just kind of blowing up all over the media. I mean, every time you turn on TV, every time you look on social media, somebody's being killed. I think it's really trying to stir something up in people. I think it's really trying to perpetuate a thought or promote a thought in the minds of the masses that we as believers shouldn't gravitate to. Nevertheless, I don't think we should gravitate to it or hold on to it and run with it like, oh, this is ultra. But nevertheless, it is a serious issue. Yeah. It is something that's happening.
Yeah.
Black men are being murdered by police officers.
Yeah.
I mean, being killed in cold blood without having any weapons. They're being killed. So that needs to be addressed. And I think that only starts for us in the heart of the believer, racial reconciliation, seeking to figure out, okay, what's the difference? Why when a white man gets pulled over by the police, he's treated traditionally, you know, for the most part, he's treated with respect, as opposed to a black man, you know, the cop approaches that black man, you know,
almost always suspicious
and
or something.
What we're told, fear. Yeah.
I mean, it's weird, bro. It's like I can point to multiple times in my life I've been pulled over, and I felt like I was on trial right there in front of the officer. Like, I almost had to prove to him, man, I don't got weed in the car, I don't got dope in the car, I don't got a gun in the car, I'm not a threat, I'm just a family man, and yeah, maybe I was speeding, or maybe I ran a red light, but that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that doesn't qualify me for death.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I've had that happen to me as well several times. I remember one time in particular when I was living in California, it was a guy, we was at a poetry event one night. I'm talking to the guy, ended up talking to the Lord, talking to the guy about the Lord. I drove him home, dropping him off at his house. We're in right in front of his house in the car praying. I'm praying with the brother.
Wow.
And while we're praying, cops pull up right behind us. They come up to the driver's side and they say, I smell weed.
Wow. So they want to search y'all.
Exactly. So we end up having to get out the car. They search us. I'm like, I'm sitting in the car praying with my brother right here. Like, we don't smoke weed. We don't have no weed. And they search my car dry. You know what I'm saying? And we're sitting on the curb, sitting on our hands on the curb for like, I don't know, it probably took 15, 20 minutes, but it was just a great inconvenience, and it was real troubling.
And they probably didn't even apologize,
no,
dog. Yeah.
No, just walked away and left me to clean up the mess, you know. And it's unfortunate, man, that it has to be that way. But I think if we recognize that as believers, we recognize, yo, something's wrong here, something's going on with this system. Let's figure out how we need to approach that and fix that. But, you know, I think it's going to happen when we all get on one accord.
Man, that's good stuff, brother. Appreciate you, homie.
Man, my pleasure. Thank you for having me, brother.
Always, man. You know you always got a spot over here, bro.
Wado Radio.